What's going on with Starbucks today? What's happening?
Starbucks is having a day. Congrats. Not so much that we're Starbucks experts, but Starbucks got the CEO of Chipotle.
The stock's up like 25% today. We have a chart. Is this a top, not a top?
This is one of those great things when a top is not actually a top. Your second week of technical analysis kindergarten, you learn about this particular pattern that tends to be reversal in nature. But here's the key thing, the thing that they don't tell you in kindergarten that you have to learn in real life is that asset prices trend. They don't just reverse. Like, that actually is more rare. Asset prices trend. So many times, stupid humans think that there's this particular pattern that has to work out that way, even though we have the data that suggests that it's most likely just a consolidation and will continue in the direction of the underlying trend. So oftentimes you see these topping formations, double tops, head and shoulders top, all these things that are really just a healthy consolidation that resolve in the direction of the underlying trend. We see it time and time again. We saw it 3M recently. Here you're seeing it in Starbucks, just classic. Michael, I mean, come on, man.
JC, I see what you see. When I bought Starbucks after the debacle of a quarter, when the CEO was getting lit up by Jim Cramer, those are usually good times to buy. I am a lifelong Starbucks drinker. I go there 7 days a week. I drink the coffee. And unlike a company, so I respect global consumer brands that are best in class. Unlike Nike, which is a great global brand, Nike is getting the shit kicked out of it by its competitors. Starbucks had a self-inflicted wound. There's no competition, but what they did was they rode the inflation wave just a little bit too far. And that is a problem. That is a mess that they can remedy. I didn't expect it to happen, to turn around so quickly. Now that the company turned around, the stock did, obviously, with the CEO of Chipotle coming in to right the ship. But to JC's point, I'm almost done, Howard. To JC's point, I saw the risk reward there at previous support. And I said, you know what? I thought it was going to take a few quarters, but I would rather be early than late. And there you go. Sometimes you get lucky.
Look at the long-term chart. So Howard can tell us again how this is not an industry leader. Can you throw the longer term? Come on, tell me, what are they doing so wrong, Howard?
Dude, I'm just fucking around. What I would say is Nike is very self-inflicted wound too, right? Like ONN exists because Nike got ballsy during COVID with distribution and yeah, they fucked around. Fuck around and find out.
Howard, do you wear ONN? You wear those?
No, they're not cool. They're not actually good. I hate the bottom. I hate the look. They're very narrow. I'm still Nike. I'm not loyal to any shoe brand. I'm definitely not loyal to coffee because I'm not a coffee connoisseur. But I think Michael's right. If I were to go through all my friends and my sisters who are there 2-3 times a day, I get it. It's a habit. It's a poorly run Philip Morris, but with less lawsuits. So I think Starbucks is going to continue to be a winner. What I'd love Starbucks to have is a better food selection, just something edible. And then the other thing about Starbucks that I see is this $80 trillion that young people, I call it the degenerate economy, are going to spend on. Are they going to make it to that group? Batnick, do you see that group adopting Starbucks? That would be the question, because they're going to be loyal to their brands, and that's going to be a big transition of spending power here.
Caffeine's addictive. I don't cover the consumer space, but I don't know. Who competes with Starbucks?
Two things on Starbucks. Number one, I think you nailed it, habits. This is one of the most underappreciated habits company in America, whether it's coffee visits per day. Number two, they have been one of the leading companies on the technology front. If we forget, before Apple Pay, it was really Starbucks cards. They have billions in float on those cards. Third, most important fundamentally for most companies, it's management, right? I mean, Brian Niccol, there's a reason this thing's up 25% and Chipotle's down 10%, 50, 60 billion on Chipotle and 100 plus billion on this one. Brian knows how to do these executions at scale. It reflects in Chipotle's 800% appreciation. So there's a lot of upside. Last thing I'll say, for a lot of the 1.4 billion Indians who keep lists of Indian American CEOs of companies, this one is a loss. We lost an Indian American CEO, but I think as a longtime Starbucks shareholder and consumer for a long time, I'm rooting for the new guy here.